Too Fast, Too Furious is the Paul Walker mega blockbuster hit movie where he showed the world that street racing is an important skill that most adults use daily well into their 30s and 40s. It starts off with these brave road workers who are doing their job despite a clear lack of training or even the most basic safety equipment. Now that we have the important backstory on why the roads are empty, this movie is officially flawless. Now we meet the racers, Chris Webber, Japanese Barbie, the most Puerto Rican man ever,
¡Esto es mío!
and the man everyone's been waiting for, Joaquin.
Joaquin, man, but he had to work the graveyard shift.
Motherfucker. I guess we'll have to settle for the star of the movie, former West Cannon Coyote quarterback, Paul Walker. But he's still living large off that Meet the Deedles money, so they're gonna have to do better than a measly $3,000.
What do you say we kick it in nickel?
Nobody said nothing about raising the stakes.
He just fucking did, and you're talking to the man who was in She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. and doesn't have to take your shit.
Why don't you ask these nice people here to back off the line so you can go home?
Now that he's a bitch, they can get to the racing. But instead of a drag race, it's a full-on course. And holy shit, they must have closed down half the city. Then Ludacris decides to be a total dick and try to kill everyone by lifting the bridge.
How you like that for a finale?
Chris Webber wants a timeout, but doesn't have one, so he has to go for it. And gets clowned so hard by Walker that he has no choice but to take the coward's way out. What's Up Barbie isn't much better. And after yelling complete nonsense, she celebrates her loss and fucked up front end. But no time for that because the cops are here. And while Walker is somehow losing them by driving in circles, Dexter's dad is in no mood for this shit and shoots a fucking lightning gun, which distracts Walker just enough for this little parking meter to rock his fucking world. Then we find out the police are actually customs agents, and holy shit, they really need to bring it down a notch.
Put him up!
They're also the worst at interrogations, where all they do is give information.
We know you're Brian O'Connor.
Incredible work, Harry. Now please shut the fuck up and let a real cop handle it, like Carl motherfucking Winslow, who just had one of those mid-50s growth spurts and is the glue holding this entire franchise together.
I'm just here to help get them over the top.
And you did, Carl. You did. Even though Walker has a nasty habit of helping crime bosses flee the country, he's sorta good at street racing, which he has a feeling is going to come up constantly.
Look, it was the FBI's idea to bring you in here. I'm against it.
Okay, fuck you too. So they want him to partner up with the least famous Dillon brother who loves the shit out of Gallows Pizza.
I didn't know pizza places made motors.
I know, right? That place has fucking everything. But anyways, they want him to bring down this guy
Carter Verone.
for reasons nobody gives a shit about.
But we need some good drivers that can put this asshole and his money together.
Now please stop thinking about it.
The only way I'll do this is if I get to pick the driver.
Well, that sounds stupid, so they're all in.
All right, O'Connor. Who you got in mind?
Roman Pierce.
That's right, the same Roman Pierce who T-bones parked cars like a fucking boss.
He's got some skills.
Driving in a straight line at moderate speeds is really something else. Then after fighting for poorly thought out reasons, they go back to Miami to do that one thing.
When do we start?
Right now.
Oh, thank God, there's been way too much talking. Going 90 on a public road without looking for 16 straight seconds
What are you doing, Brian?
is the ridiculous shit we're here for.
That's true.
But the human crash test dummy wants his credit too.
He got that from me.
She can't believe that anyone would brag about that, but there's no time for her to wrap her mind around it because we still have a lot of product placement to get to. Now we meet the villain, who is so fucked in the head that his security feed is also a painting of Steven Seagal fighting a bull. That sick son of a bitch makes them break into a police impound lot,
The car isn't important. What is important is the package I left in the glove box.
which isn't a big deal, but they have to do it without their driver's license,
Driver's licenses. Pass them up.
which they're legally required to carry while driving. Now that they're all right and dirty, the race is on. Everything's going great, and they're all driving under the radar. Until this guy, who you just know is a total douchebag, starts road raging on these trucks, which goes exactly how you expect. While he's probably dead when you have a 40-year-old man with 2 earrings and whatever the f that's supposed to be probably isn't good enough. So Mark Ruffalo bravely sacrifices himself to make the world a little less douchey. Then it's just some textbook reverse middle finger driving. Betty like them apples! And they make it to the lot. After getting what they came for, they're about to get busted.
What the hell they doing here?
And I swear to God, this must be Dexter's dad from after season 4, because trying to bust your own undercover agents is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Son of a bitch!
Later, they hit up the local auto shop beach club and find out they're being tailed by bald Joey Fatone and Ricky Ricardo. He tells them JT's the only reason anyone knows who you are, and he's pretty sure you died like 20 years ago, so he lights their windshield on fire and hauls ass out of there. Then, because they're all just a bunch of crazy kids, they challenge these guys to a race after school.
Glad you can join us.
The stakes are high,
The losers will be eating breakfast through straws from now on.
which is weird as shit and hard to enforce, but it's Florida, and that's just how they roll. It turns out, tag team street racing isn't just dumber than it sounds, but also harder than it looks.
Come on, Roy.
And they're about to lose. Until Walker throws it into like 12th gear and goes plaid. Oh shit, their parents are gonna be so pissed. So now, they head out to the club, but son of a bitch, there's nothing but a bunch of chicks who I doubt give a shit about cars. So f that, they'd rather hang out with Ricky and Joey, who's being a total dickhead about that whole trying to light them on fire thing. So they go to the back, and there's this weird puzzle shit on the table, which means Ricky has got some splaining to do.
What's all that?
Don't worry, it's just some rat bucket torture on some guy who looks like a cross between Ron Jeremy and the Dude, otherwise known as the Joey Fatone Special.
Now, you can go.
The next day, What's-Her-Name has some big news.
They're gonna kill you.
Yeah, no shit. They're psycho villains and he's the hero. Are you sure this isn't just an excuse to see shirtless Paul Walker?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And why the fuck are you soaking wet?
I don't know.
And neither does the movie, because these guys show up and it's never mentioned again. Then they're in a Mexican standoff.
Put the gun down! Don't be mad! Put the gun down!
And then they're not.
It's over. Come on.
Then he tells us that Ricky and bald Joey,
We're gonna be riding along with you.
which can only lead to hilarity. They go to warn Harry and Carl.
Nice shirt.
Look, this is a reshoot. You're lucky he's even fucking here. Now how about you get on with it? They warn them about the ambush,
Wait a minute, how do you know this?
She warned us.
But they don't believe it because why the fuck would she be soaking wet?
Guy's a dick, man.
Yep.
Plus, Dexter's been shit since Rita died anyways, so they're on their own. Now it's the big day, and they all show up at a trailer and bust out the walls to get to that sweet, sweet money inside, while the police try their damnedest not to bust them,
Do not move an inch until I tell you to.
which is good because they haven't committed any crimes yet.
Load up!
But f it, they can't wait any longer
Right now, move!
and get so excited they turn their sirens on from like 5 miles away. They finish loading with plenty of time to spare, so they hang out for a while in order to murder some innocent cops. But son of a bitch, they have no sense of humor, and even though that shit was hilarious, it somehow only pissed them off more.
They're catching up, man! Shut up, man!
But luckily for them, the police are fucking idiots and spend the entire time crashing into each other. After all that, they get cornered in this warehouse and it looks to be all over. But they come up with a genius spur-of-the-moment idea that anyone can do if they just have 5 people with tricked-out pickup trucks willing to wreck the shit out of them while committing dozens of counts of attempted murder of a police officer. And, oh yeah, like 100 other people willing to ruin their cars, and while you get away clean, they're all fucked because insurance doesn't cover this shit. But oh well, it's not their fucking problem. In all this craziness,
Man, that's a fue bueno.
they've quickly become best friends
Supposed to be a stone-faced killer. You over there grabbing your seatbelt.
and decided that, never mind, he's fucking dead. But Walker isn't like Steven Seagal, and he doesn't kill people just for fun.
Yo, Rome, there's a new plan.
So he meets back up with Crazy Guy, and there's been a huge misunderstanding.
Custom agents sure are getting pretty.
Walker's not the customs agent, silly head. She is. After that embarrassing mix-up, that son of a bitch Joey betrays Walker,
You know I like you, but I still gotta kill you.
but luckily his boy magically knows where they are, and even though he fucks up and rams the wrong vehicle, it's all Walker needs to tell Joey bye bye bye. Now all they gotta do is kill that one guy, partially to save her, but mostly because of that fucking painting. But they're on a boat going fucking 90. So they fly over to the boat and murder the fuck out of him. Or not, I guess he's just fine. Either way, they tell Harry he's not real police and to go fuck himself. Carl that he's a goddamn American hero.
Thanks.
No, thank you. And her that the soaking wet thing was so fucking weird and they just can't let it go. Fuck her then. She doesn't get any pants money and can forget about being in the sequels.